As the Anishinaabeg people, we have had so many agreements and promises with everything in the natural world. And as we lived our lives with other tribes, we also had agreements with them. And a lot of these agreements were wampum agreements, agreements that were told through pictography, designed on belts, and these meant a lot. We also had agreements with tribes using drums, the passing of drums and songs and ceremonies, or promises that were made in great council meetings. The promises that were made in ceremony were said to be filled with spirit and life. And it was so important to honor these agreements and these promises because that's what helped govern ourselves with each other. And it made a big difference as we lived our lives in the forest. A lot of our agreements were with the natural world. We had agreements with fish, with birds, with clouds, with thunder. And these natural laws or agreements were very special and sacred to us because we knew that in order for us to live here, we had to live in accordance to a greater law that surrounds us and a greater law that we're a part of. For example, we had great laws with thunder, great laws with lightning. We were always told that when the Thunderbirds come, that's when we smoke our pipes. That's when we feast them, we welcome them. Or, for example, during first snow, we would rub our bodies down with snow so that we could receive the gift and the power that the snow brings with it. And a lot of times, offerings were given. And so with these agreements and with these promises that we made with the natural world, we gave offerings, we gave presents to everything so that it would show that what we were saying was true. Our intention was true. Our promises were true. And this was very important. I remember years ago hearing a story of an agreement we had with the sturgeon fish. We were told never ever hunt the fish past this one rapids because they needed to live. And that's where they were laying their eggs. And in return, they would always be there for us when we needed them. And so we never ever hunted the sturgeon past those rapids. That was the agreement. That was the promise. A promise was made to them, and they also made a promise to us that still stands today. And these promises are feasted. They're nourished with gifts and food so that these promises and these agreements have life and they're strong and they continue to work. And that's how I understand a promise. That's how I understand an agreement.